Jay, you've been able to get in all of your morning practices. You've had some walkthroughs canceled. You've had some cut short. Is that doing a lot of damage to your preparation down here from what you want to get done?
Well, I missed a couple walkthroughs, and one we had at the hotel, just short yardage goal line, which was okay. And then yesterday's we got half of it, and we just missed a 2-minute portion. So we're okay where we're at. And I'm going to extend practice today. I might add a walkthrough at the end to make up for what we missed out yesterday. So we're on pace to get everything in.
Jay, what kind of camp is Josh Norman having?
Josh Norman is having a fine camp, John. Thank you for asking.
Can you expand on that, please?
He's doing great. Okay. Yes, if he wasn't doing great, you think I'd say so? No, he's doing good. He's doing good. I think he's more comfortable all the way around. You know, he's established himself as clear-cut, you know, top corner in this league for a number of years now. So he just consistently works on his craft. Studies the game, works hard at practice, takes all the reps, doesn't come out. I haven't seen him miss a practice rep in a long time. So hats off to him for the work that he puts into the game.
Jay, when we ask you about some of these position battles, special teams play often comes up as a differentiator, perhaps. If you look at the defensive line, I don't know if we would ask you that for, say, Ziggy Hood or Phil Taylor, but with them it might be more leadership, especially with such a young group. How much does locker room chemistry, leadership come into play, especially with those two guys?
Yeah, it means a lot. Both those guys are great leaders, like you say, and work extremely hard and great role models for the younger players. However, the younger players that we have don't need a whole lot of tutelage. You know, I think Matt Ioannidis works hard himself. Jonathan Allen is an extreme hard worker, and if you see Deron Payne work out, it's almost comical. So love the leadership of those two guys, but I love the whole entire defensive lineman room as far as their work ethic is concerned.
Jay, part of the reason for switching up the schedule of training camp this year and moving the practices to the morning was you were hoping to see a bit of improvement in the recovery from the guys after each practice. Are you seeing the results you were hoping for, and how have you found the new schedule this year so far?
Well, I think I'm pretty much a genius, because if I kept it in the afternoon, we'd have to miss a lot of practice because of the rain, right? That's the other part of it. We want to miss the afternoon rain showers and lightning. But, you know, I think it's still a process. You know, these guys come in after, 5.5 weeks off, and you'd like to think they're training, but football shape and off-season workouts with their personal trainer are a little bit different. And so you're still going to have some dehydration issues because they're not playing in this heat, which we've had. But we have had, it's hard to gauge. I don't know if we've had an improvement in the recovery process or not, but I'd like to think we have. But we still have our issues. Pulled hamstrings, we've had a calf, we've had, a couple other dehydration issues, so we had some IVs. So those issues still will arise. We just try to educate them the best way we can and tell them the importance of rest, sleep, and hydration.
Coach, you probably don't get to see him much during the course of a day, but what has it been like having Jack on the video staff this year so far at camp?
Jack has been very good. He is works extremely hard, and he worked for my brother a couple of years, did a great job as far as film breakdown, working as part of a scout, and eventually maybe he wants to get in that role. I don't know, but as far as him taking his job, he's done a great job. I don't see a whole lot of him. You're right, except when he wants money.
Coach, what have you seen from Trent Williams, and are we expecting him to play on Thursday?
Trent Williams would probably be a doubtful. I mean, I don't think he's ready to go. He's ready to go, but he doesn't need to go. You just watch him play, and he needs work. There's no doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. Every football player needs to practice. But if there was one football player that probably didn't need to practice, it'd be Trent. He just came out here and just effortlessly, he got beat on an inside move, spun around 360, got in position, blocked the guy. He's just a great talent, a physical freak. But he will get some work. He'll get some reps, hopefully in the third preseason game, maybe get a series or two, and then get ready for Chandler Jones and the Arizona Cardinals.
Jay, going backwards a little bit, when you're in the spring and kind of getting ready for draft and evaluating guys, how do you balance that risk-reward between someone who has an injury history but also has kind of a high ceiling as far as a skill set?
Like who? Oh, yeah, you're right. That's something you just have to listen to your trainers and the team doctors. That's why we have physicals, and every team goes through a physical process, and they give you, best case scenario, and whether or not they think he can play long term. And everything we had on his knee checked out that he could recover from that thing. Loved his natural instincts at the linebacker position, watching him on tape, his physicality. But it was a matter of, in that round, I think the risk-reward there was well worth the risk, and I think we got a good player because of it.
Orlando Scandrick, what role do you see him filling? Outside, slot?
I think the good thing about Orlando is while we're feeling our way through Dunbar and Moreau, he can play starting corner and base. And sub, obviously, he's a slot. He's a very good slot. He's a nuisance player. He's got a great head for the game. Seen every situation, every route concept known to man. So he's a great nickel, without a doubt. That's when we lost Kendall Fuller. We needed to get another nickel, and a proven nickel. He's that. But he can also play outside as Dunbar and Moreau improve and earn a starting spot.
Does having the practices with the Jets allow you to do anything different in terms of like who you don't want to play Thursday night, or maybe how much or what you see from them?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think the live session we had the other day was good. We got some live work, and then obviously playing against the Jets will give us another opportunity to do some work. So the game Thursday night, that could have a bearing on who I play and how much they play. So I know we're going to get plenty of work. After Thursday's game, whether some guys get work or not, we're going to have plenty of time to get more work against the Jets and then 3 more preseason games. But most important for me, I think we have some position battles that are worth letting these guys get as many reps as possible in game-like situations and see how they do.
Yeah, back to Trent. Is part of the reason for having keeping him on a relatively light practice workload to kind of save wear and tear on the knee, to kind of save some mileage on it for the regular season?
There's no doubt. Every time you take a rep out here in a live or in a setting, you got Preston Smith or Ryan Kerrigan against you. It's going to be a physical down. You're running, blocking, you're trying to come off to the linebacker, and people's feet get tangled up. There's a risk on every rep that we take. So yes, there is. It is worth maybe resting him and taking care of him in that regard, but also he needs that coming off the ball, the pad level, getting up to the next level, communicating with the guard on the pass protections. His pass sets are all different. Quick game and 7-step game, play action game, and all that stuff. You just got to get back in the rhythm. Snap count, listen to Alex. So he does need to work, but there is a fine line, and try to keep him healthy and taking care of him.
Jay, Sean Laval back
today? Figured that one out yet. Go ahead.
Sean Laval back today, ankle sprain.
Yeah, he's going to try to do some individual today. We'll see how he is. He should be fine. It was a minor sprain.
Jay, you talked about position battles right there. What position battles are standing out most for you?
I think every one of them has something going on. Running back, obviously, there's a lot going on there. Fullback, we got to obviously see if we want to, make that commitment to a fullback. Wide receiver, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's a great battle there. Inside linebacker, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a great battle there. Safety, 3, 4, 5. Inside backer, I said outside backer, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's defensive linemen, everyone. There's battles going on. And the thing is what you think already. Okay, this guy has no chance, and all of a sudden, the preseason game, he lights it up. Then all of a sudden, boom, he's in the mix also. So you need more reps for him. So a lot's still going to happen. When the games kick off, the cream will rise to the top, and that's what we have to see. We have to give them opportunities and make the plays and let them showcase their skills.
Jay, one more. Obviously, the opponent in the first preseason game doesn't matter much, but as someone who's been in the league a long time, can you get your head around what New England has accomplished over 2 decades?
No, I think it's obviously it's incredible what they've been able to do, the consistency, winning the division, going to Super Bowls, winning Super Bowls. It's something that we all strive to do. And here in D.C., that's what we have to get back to. It was like that here at one time for a period of years, and tough to maintain. We know that. It's tough to get to that point, but that's what we're all working towards. They've done an excellent job with their personnel and keeping their quarterback and their head coach, and they've seemed to make it work every year.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.